Hi guys, it's Katie and today we're going to be talking about Mando'a, which is the language spoken by the Mandalorians in Star Wars. First up, let's talk about history. In the Star Wars universe, Mando'a evolved from a language that was spoken by the Tong, which are an ancient species who had been driven from their home planet and were led to a new planet by the leader Mandalore the First, and that planet became Mandalore, and they became the first Mandalorians. Now for some of the basics of the language. Mando'a is primarily spoken, so the written rules are very flexible and depend on the personal preference of the speaker. And there are no words borrowed into the language because of a code of ethics that the Mandalorian follow. One of their codes states that they need to have the ability to speak Mando'a and they need to respect the language, and that respect for the language means that outside words aren't really pulled into it. And it's also an agglutinative, I think I'm saying that right, language, which means that there are several different morphemes that can be pieced together to make longer and more complicated words. So if you look at that example, Dar-Jati, Dar in Mando'a means no longer, and Jati means Jedi. So literally it translates to no longer a Jedi, but it's actually the word for Sith. The Mando'a alphabet has 26 letters. If you look at the bottom, you can see the unique characters they use to represent these letters. And the language is basically pronounced like a slightly more phonetic version of English. And the sounds for F, X, and Z don't actually exist in Mando'a, but they have the letters for the purpose of transliterating other languages. A common feature in Mando'a is called a baten, or a sigh, and that's where you see apostrophes in the language, and those indicate where a breath would be taken or a glottal pause would happen. The language has no case and no gender, so if you look at the word odd there, odd means daughter and it also means son, and it's similar for words like mother and father. The language does have articles, but they're rarely used, and the syntax of the language is pretty much exactly like English. Mando'a also has a simple prefix and suffix system, and these are used to indicate a lot of different things about a specific word. So for example, if you were going to make a word plural in Mando'a, you would use the E suffix, just stick that on the end and it makes a word plural. And there's a lot of similar rules that you can see on this page. I won't go over all of them, but verb tense is indicated by this as well. There's only two different tenses for verbs, past and future. So the prefix RU is used for past verbs, and then the YEN prefix is used for future verbs. So Mando'a has a fully unique lexicon with a lot of words. If you look it up, you can find complete websites full of dictionaries with words from this language. And I included just a couple that I think are kind of funny. So the top one is Copiqua, which means cute, but it can only be used to describe like a cute animal or a baby because it's offensive if you use it to describe women. And then there's Demogolka, which means basically like an evil person or a criminal. And then Decoot, which means idiot. And that's just fun. I hope this video gave you lots of information about Mando'a, and thank you for watching.